हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञान तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युन्मृत्युन्नमाम्यहम्। श्री नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रहलादेश जय पद्म मुख पद्मग्रह। So we will I wish all of you happy Narsim Chaturdashi. Today we will discuss something on Lord Narsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj. This is a very important section of Srimad Bhagavatam. One full canto, almost one full canto is given for this pastime. And this form of the Lord is actually, there are different Tadek Atmarupa. There are different forms of the Lord, different avatars. But Lord Rama, Narsimha, and they are called Tadek Atmarupa, almost Supreme Lord Krishna, like that. Here we can see very important questions of what I was thinking, because we all know the pastime, you might have heard many times in many years of Narsimha Chaturdashi. I thought of taking a very important question which Prahlad is asked from Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad. It's a very important question he asked. So I thought we can discuss on this question. So if somebody is uh, ask Prahlad, this is actually Narada Muni says Hiranyakashipu's question. It is not directly uh, it is not directly Hiranyakashipu speaking, but he is asking the same question. Kuto Badrasti Matihi. So he is asking that how is that your mind and consciousness is completely absorbed in the Lord. So this is the question he is asking. So now this is a very important answer for all of us also. We are also wanting to try to get absorbed in Krishna, especially our mind absorbed in Krishna, which Prahlad is asking. Of course, Hiranyakashipu asks, "Arey, you rascal, how did you become like this?" But for us, you misfortune of our whole family, and the way he asks is different. You are the misfortune of our. Where did you get this consciousness of such a mind come from you? And he's asking that we all should also ask the same question. But where did you get this consciousness? How are you able to completely, have such a mind, such a consciousness? And now Prahlad Maharaj is very fearlessly answering in the three shlokas. This is 30, 31, 32. So these are the three important shlokas. So I thought we will discuss on these things, which will help us to meditate on the past Narsimhadev. So here he is telling Sri Prahlada Vacha Matirna Krishne Paratasatova Mito Vipadyet Graham Vratanam Adanta Gobir Vishatam Tamishram Punah Punah Charvita Charvananam. This is the first answer he gives. The Prahlad replied, and this is what we all want. We all want to achieve this state. So we will see how Prahlad got it. He's saying that because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress towards hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations towards Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others or by their own efforts or by a combination of both. So now he's telling that Materina Krishna, and this is very important. Now, when Prahlad was asked, what did you learn? He started telling, oh, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, I learned chanting, hearing, and all these things for Vishnu we should do. Now, he's telling, no matter how we try, in this shloka he's telling, no matter how we try to tune our consciousness, nothing will come out of it. Even if you listen from others, if others tell us to do, and we tried ourselves, consciousness will never turn back from material energy. It is so much riveted to it, completely fixed. If you are engineering background, you know riveting. And this is what is the experience we all have. We go through it, but it takes so much effort and nothing is happening. We are attracting, we are trying to get attracted to Krishna, but it is pulling back. Now he's saying, Matirna Krishne Paratas Satova. Even if there will be joint efforts, I am trying and others also trying, nothing is happening. And then Adanta Gobir Vishatamta Mishram. He says that Adanta, Gobir means go means feelings. So feelings are the go also means cow. What does cow do? It will graze and after that it will sit and it starts chewing again. Cow loves to chew. The Now there are feelings when we start chewing. What is to chew is it's actually the say chewing the chew. Punaha punaha charvita charvananam. This is actually what we are doing. Life after life, millions of lifetimes, especially I am doing. So and experiencing this love again and again. Now another thing is because there is no taste. They say that no matter how we try to expand our consciousness, it is very difficult to do so. Very difficult. And now here, then what is Punah Punah Charvita Charvinam means we have so much done these things in many lifetimes. Now we are thinking maybe I should experiment with new mobiles, new cars, new houses, new places, and new. And in mobiles we have many new apps. More than mobile apps are very important. So new apps and new entertainment, all these things we are trying, and then punah punah charvita charvananam. We already did actually. If we go deeper, if you dig deeper into it, we can get plastics and mobiles of previous Kali Yuga also. Because this technology is coming and going. In previous ages also people easily have invented because this technology come from lower planetary systems. So they are much advanced than they have only 3G, 4G, 5G. They may be in 12, 13, 14G also. So this is punah punah charvit, the same thing we are doing life after life. And then we are saying, then Prahlad Maharaj says, okay, then he says, okay, Nate vidu swartha gatim he Vishnu, Durashyaye Bahirattamaninam, Andayatande Rupaniyamanam, Stepesu Tantra, Urudhamya Baddha. This is very important. What in the previous sloka is saying, Are with our own effort, it is not going to happen only. You try, others will try, combined effort, nothing is going to happen. You are stuck up like this only life after life. And Punah Punah Charvita Charunanam. You are just enjoying the same thing again and again and again. That's what your state is. That's all. Done. Now now he's telling Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. So persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life. Of course, I'll tell some stories of Narsimha. Initially, we'll start with philosophy because this is a very important question. I thought we should meditate on this question. What Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad is also for us also. Because for Hiranyakashipu, it's a bad thing. For us, this is what we want to achieve. So, now, what is the answer Prahlad is giving? How to keep our mind constantly absorbed in Krishna? This is our question also. And then Prahlad first is saying, no, by your effort, by others' effort, combination also it's not going to happen. And you are going to just remain punah punah charvita charunanam, chewing the chewed. Adanta Govir, your emotions and thoughts and feelings are completely riveted to this material world. That's what he's saying. Then he says, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu durashayaye bahirattaman. These persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a similar blind man attached to external sense objects cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home back to Godhead and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As blind guided by another blind, Man misses the right path and falls into a ditch. Material attachment, led by another material attachment, are bound by the ropes of fruitive labor, which are made of very strong cords, and they continue again and again in a materialistic life, suffering the threefold miseries. This is what is Prahlad Maharaj is giving another diagnosis. He's telling, no, not possible. Why? Because people cannot understand at all that in their interest is to return to Krishna. And what they need is only Krishna and no one else. Te vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. That's all. Swartha gati means goal. Swa artha means in their own personal interest. And it is not understood because people are used to take refuge with a fool. So I am like that only since childhood. This is what people say. That means where they are taking refuge, they are taking refuge their mind only, which means they have hope. What is the hope? That I will be happy in this world. We still have hope. हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास. And this is what is making people stuck. And absolutely illogical hope. Senseless, stupid hope is there for me also. That I'll be happy without Krishna. And Durashayaye Bahirartha Manina. So Durashayaye Bahirartha Manina means we are always looking somewhere, Bahirartha, and looking for happiness. And we are not looking outside, we are looking inside mobile. And there is with a great hope, please give me little happiness. And they are we are scrolling. Please give me little happiness. And then other remote if you are in front of it. So this is how. And andha yatande rupaniyamana stepe sutanta urugami badda. Such people are tied with hands and legs, completely bound by the ropes. And then we have andha yatan there, the blind leading blind. The goat will lead all the sheep. Everybody falls in the ditch. Because people in this world, they need a leader. They are looking for leader. And unfortunately, the problem is there are the leaders are themselves blind in this world. And firstly, it is very difficult for a person to choose a path because he always looks somewhere up. He is looking for leaders. And in this world, everybody is blind. And who are the leaders now? The politicians, sports players, or celebrities, or especially this entertainment industry people. They are looked as leaders. Whatever they wear, they eat, they speak, they promote some item as an advertisement in commercials. Why they are promoting? Because they are considered leaders. And anda yata andere themselves are so unhappy. Where is the question of anybody mind not controlled? Finish. It is not. That's why people are deceived, and there is a meaningless hope in everybody's heart. Prahlad is saying, yeah, you do not look at them, these teachers. They are all, there is no hope actually. And then he says, and then there comes the important shloka. So until a person does not do something very important. So what is the important thing? So here comes the third important shloka. So two shlokas he says no hope. One is he says that by your own effort or others' effort combination it won't work. Second is everybody is following the blind, even though the swartha gatim hi Vishnu, but they are just blind following a blind people. No hope in that way. And then he says that anarthopapam sakshat bhakti yoga madoksha. This is what is Bhagavatam says. So all the defects of our consciousness that cause us suffering. So, anartha. anarthas are actually causing, and we can confirm that the source of our suffering is the defects of our consciousness. Our enemies are here, our enemies are nowhere else, and one can get rid of these defects and these enemies and these problems if he accepts. What is the solution? Dust from the lotus feet of devotees. This is what is Prahlad is going to say. I think, oh, I forgot to copy this third shloka. I'll add nate viduswartha gati, so naisha matirstha. So, you are able to see the screen. So here, this is the shloka. This is the third shloka which Prahlad is going to speak. Naisham matirstavat urukramaangrim spruhat ananta upagamo edartha mahiyasham padarajobhishekam nishkinchananam navnitayavat. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, completely free from material contamination, persons very much inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious, taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, in this way one can be free from material contamination. So, yes, lecture is recorded. Like now, this is what is Prahlad is giving. Third shloka is giving the answer for how we can become Krishna conscious. We'll try to discuss. We'll try to discuss on this part. I'll again share this. Yeah. Now, what he is telling, this is a very important understanding he is giving. There is a conversation that is happening according to Hari Bhakti Shuddhodaya. There is a conversation that is happening between Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. We'll try to discuss that. Hiranyakashipu, he tried to kill Prahlad. Many ways he tried, because as soon as first time he heard, what did you learn from the school, then Prahlad very happily said, Satsadu manye saravarya deghna sada samudvigna diya masat grahaya Vitvatma pagam grahamanda kupam vanam gatoyat harimashre. Better you go to forest and do chanting. Go to Vrindavan forest. Why are you wasting your time? So it's actually such an insult. How Lord also makes such a big fun that he's even though there are so many uh, uh, ways Hiranyakashipu is successful, but matter nature is so designed like that. Now, can you imagine what must be going in the heart of Hiranyakashipu? The whole universe is under his control, and ego is so much boosted, except for Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, everybody under him, because he knows, if I had to be not cursed like Vena was cursed, just by the curse of Brahmana, he died. So that's why Hiranyakashipu decided, I'll do more austerities than Bhrigu also, so that nobody can curse, nobody is as powerful as me in this creation. That much tapasya I did, so that he become powerful, and he really became powerful. And then what happens is then everybody is in control, but this fellow and Krishna arranged in such a way. This is how the world is, this creation is. You'll get everything good, but except for happiness. You'll get everything except for happiness. And especially if you are disobeying the laws of love. So his own son is disobeying. Somebody else's son, and somewhere in some house it is happening secretly. Hiranyakashipu would have not mind. But in his own house only is getting such a big rebellion, and so much hurting his ego. Arey, Indra and some big Varuna, big demigods, Vayuvar, just shivering in front of me, and this small boy is 7 years old, and he is in front of me and he is fearlessly speaking all these things. It really hurt his ego. He said, just kill him. Actually, first he he tells to kill the Chandamat. We'll see. So what happened is hundreds of asuras, they try to kill him with rats and other things, and Prahlad Maharaj sat quietly and calmly and he was thinking of Vishnu, and his body became solid like stone, and all the rats and whatever weapons they used, they all broke, and some of them they bounced back and smashed who fired them, and in the way many were killed, and whoever remained they ran to uh, Hiranyakashipu and said, "No, no, no, it's not possible. We can't do it." And then Hiranyakashipu sent snakes. They crawl over him all over the body, and some are confusing him, and they started stinging. And Prahlad Maharaj was calmly sitting and meditating on the Lord. And then what happened? Suddenly, some eagles come, Garuda. Huge number of eagles flew, and they started attacking the snakes, and some of them died. Whoever survived, they said, "We can poison ocean also, but your boy, we cannot do anything. Better you only do if you want." Because Lord Vishnu enters to Prahlad's body and is to make him so strong. And then, like that, he tried to do so many things. But then Hiranyakashipu, then he thought, okay, let me do it myself. Then he says, uh, then he goes to his son and he thought, let me compromise. So he says, my dear son, I gave the order to kill you, but then I felt very sorry. I told you that not I told them not to do anything. So I recalled all the snakes, and I saw they are all scared, scattered here and there. So let us live peacefully. My dear son, my bloodthirsty son, whatever he says, you will be my heir, and I'll work for you. I have earned all these things for you. I plowed for you. I saved for you. Everything is for you only. So let us compromise. So you enjoy all these things, but there is only one condition. What is the condition? That you leave my enemies. That's all. You should have nothing to do with my enemy, and everything will be yours. Take it. And Prahlad says, wow, what a good advice you gave to me. I will definitely leave your enemy. I will have nothing to do with, because you have 6 enemies. They are living in your heart. Lust, greed, pride, anger, illusion, envy. I promise you that I will have nothing to do with any of them. I'll live for a century. But there is only one day. For this, I should take refuge of lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, how will I able to give up these enemies? I certainly will not have anything to do with that. And my father, you are such a good philosopher. I never thought it. I used to think that you are saying something very stupid. I am sorry. I was just little stupid myself. That's why I was thinking. You once said me that Vishnu is not. Now I understood. You are insulting Vishnu. But now I understood. No, no, no. I understood. You said Vishnu is not means Vishnu is not material. So it's such a very deep philosophical truth you told me. I am understanding everything now. So you are very correct. I am going to leave all the enemies. I respect you so much. Thank you very much for giving me such good lessons. And then Hiranyakashipu, can you imagine? So now, see, he says a person can achieve any andha yathande. So anarthopakam sakshat bhakti yoga madokshage. So here we can clear our consciousness with the help of bhakti. And I'll come to the shloka also. Just I wanted to give some background how it is happening. Now this is we need to completely recognize our mind. Our mind is and tune it properly. And this can be done. This cannot be done by the personal intervention of other person in our consciousness. Only when the consciousness of other person, one way or other, when we give, so this is the solution part. How it happens. So, so when our consciousness, our heart is given to another person, when the consciousness of another, so we give our consciousness of our heart, and this is called Pada Rajobhishekam. So it's not that Father Rajabhishekam means we should chase behind the Vaishnavas, somehow forcefully catch and put the dust on our feet, because we should take the dust also. But it also means that we should understand Father Rajabhishekam means I must uh, uh, I should keep my head at their feet. That means I want to serve them. And then how does this happen? So the change happens inside my false ego. So the change happens inside. So like Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. This is what Prahlad said before. So they do not understand that their interest is because their self-image is not correct. Now our self-image is not correct. That's why we are not able to understand what exactly I need. If I have my self-image correct, then I can understand. If I still consider myself as body and mind, then my self-interest is in taking care of my body and mind only. And then, and what we think that this Lord, Krishna should help me, this Vishnu should help me to set right my things. And otherwise, why he is God? He should help me in satisfying my body and mind. And then this matter is very clear. I'll go and pray to him, and I should see that nothing worse should happen to me. Everything is fine. And what will happen? Nothing will happen. The change will not happen in the heart because the people are in this state. They go to temple, they worship Lord, they do puja, they do everything, but only the purpose is Lord should help me. That's why there is no change in the heart. You're understanding? Now, to a turn of our consciousness, it does not happen. It still remains egocentric and nothing fundamentally changes. Even if I bring God into my area of interest, and this is actually what happens initially. So people, they usually, how they relate to God is, it does not become the center. God does not become center of their life. Everything remains. They have their wife, they have their dog, they have their work, and they have God also, and they chant also. Prada says something. Uh, he says something very different. He says there is only one way. Nishkinchananam namanitayavat. If a person finds someone who has no material interest, from whom we should take? It's a person who does not have no material interest. So this is the first thing he's telling. And if you meet somebody who is really not really interested in material things and begins to serve him, if you personally encounters a person who is not trying to exploit, very important, exploit anybody, only a person who is nishkinchana will be in this state. A person, and he will realize that this is, and he wanted to give Krishna to everyone. And here we have this example of Srila Prabhupada, and where he is trying to do this. There are many examples, many stories of Prabhupada, how it worked, and he, that's why he's able to turn so many people towards Krishna because he is Nishkinchana. People who seemingly some very different background and everything, because he has carried this spirit of service. Prabhupada himself had. So Robert Nelson, this person, he met his name is Radhanath Maharaj, and he tells that I never saw such a person, because this person used to go to Dr. Mishra's this what do you call, studio, and Prabhupada was also there behind sitting, and used to tell Prabhupada to do kirtan in between, because Prabhupada was not having anything. He was not having place to stay also. And then Dr. Mishra, he was giving opportunity for Prabhupada to do kirtan. And then he says, Prabhupada called this Robert Nelson to his place. Robert Nelson says, I went to hear from him, and Prabhupada, he he, he went to the market, purchased things, cooked for this person, and then he fed him. And then this person, after eating, he left, and Prabhupada cleaned everything. Now he says that Prabhupada was not serving any great Mahan Vaishnava. He is not even very, very simple, not even simple. They may be below standard also, according to Indian level also. He is young person, but Prabhupada, he takes care of one person, gives one person lecture on Bhagavad Gita, tells him he is not waiting for a large audience. Even one man, he is ready to give everything. And that's what Prahlad is referring to. Such people are Nishkinchana. There is no interest in materialism. The only thing they need is to give people Krishna so that they become happier. So such is the case. So he's telling we should do Pada Rajobhishekam. That means we should start serving such people. Now there is one more important thing here. Now the true dramatic change happens when it happens. So Prahlad Maharaj says, where did this all come from? His father asks, where did your mind come from? It is because of course, he does not say directly. So, but here we have to, we may say, Array, we are also hearing, we are also doing, but it will not happen until we give our heart to a Vaishnava. This is the point here. Serving means, because in such relationship, will be able to change my ego. We should start identifying with our whoever we are taking guidance, at least our Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru, and completely start serving. We should feel for them. We should always long to have their association, long to hear from them, want to do something for their pleasure. And this desire in the heart is actually our protection. If this desire is not there, then we'll not be able to do much. Little of this desire, we should fan it and try to develop it. And we have Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj or very advanced devotees who are almost like gurus. That such type of devotees we should try to seek shelter, hear from them, pray to them, and then that will make us come out of this situation, which is actually explained here. And this is one part. Then little bit of Narsimha also we'll try to discuss. Now this whole story of is illustrating one very important instruction, that there is nothing simpler and natural than bhakti. That's what this story is telling. So, and in every heart, sorry, the very heart of bhakti is the soul of a devotee by nature is looking for an object of worship. Even if people do not know about God, still they pray. Even atheists also they pray sometimes. This is actually observed. So there is a tendency to pray, and this is all actually comes from we have this natural tendency. Even atheists also they have. Now there is one nice saying by one Ukrainian philosopher. He says, "Do not seek happiness beyond the sea." That means for Indians, they should not go to America to seek happiness. Do not seek happiness beyond the sea. Now people are looking for happiness everywhere. They go to all parts of the world to see happiness. But Lord, He created things. The fact is that He made everything necessary for us, not difficult. Which are necessary, they are not difficult. But everything difficult is unnecessary. If something we are making endurance, you don't need it. And All that is needed is easily available. And what we have to do, that we need to sit and take our beats, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prahlad Maharaj said, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. That's all. And no need to. There's so many yogas and what do you call Vipassana and this Iyengar Institute. So many people are teaching so many things. We can do yoga a little bit for health, but otherwise it's not so much. It is not good. So, but what is needed is when a person turns away from God, immediately the first thing happens is the fear comes. This is one last lesson we'll end. This is a very important, which will help us about Hiranyakashipu. Why I talk about demons so much? Because these tendencies are so much in me, so I want to get rid of it. That's why I talk all these things again and again. So Hiranyakashipu, this fear, and I also have fear. So I talk about so that I want to get rid of. Now, the first thing is when you turn Bhayam Ditya Abhiniveshtas. Now, all people who live in this world are driven by this strong emotion, the emotion of fear. So now what happens is we are afraid of, people are afraid of everything. Uh, because of fear. They are, because they are out of place. And the biggest coward is Hiranyakashipu. He was such a fearful person. Now, why did he do everything what he did? Because he was fearful. Out of fear only, he went and performed austerities so that he don't want to face death. and he was more afraid of his little son because he could not do anything to Prahlad. He became more fearful. He was terrified by thinking of Prahlad. This fellow, he is meant to destroy him. And he says also that sandalwood, the garden, the forest of sandal will be destroyed with the axe of Vishnu by taking the same stick which is made of sandalwood from the same forest. Similarly, this boy is born in my family to destroy whole dynasty, whole demon. This is what. So he was trembling. I cannot kill this boy. So he was telling, kill, and all the demons are telling. So, and what is the logic of demons is, if I cannot kill him means he will kill me. He was not thinking Prahlad is so saintly, he will not kill even a small ant also. But Hiranyakashipu is thinking, because I am not able to kill him, that means he will kill me. This is the fear and ignorance. When we turn away from God, then fear comes immediately. Darkness. And who is scared of darkness? I am scared of darkness. Many people, if you are going alone in the night in the street, sometimes if it is very dark, it is a little difficult. And if you are going in a park or if you are alone and in the forest, darkness, it's all. No, darkness means what? Because darkness means unknown. Darkness means ignorance. When I'm ignorant, I'm afraid. Because I don't know what will happen to me. I don't know in the end when I will die and all these things. So when the Lord will come, He says, okay, Haribol, your time has come. Enough. Now come on, move on. So this is actually fearful. And another thing what Prahlad Maharaj says is, my dear friends, it is very easy to be happy in this world. There is nothing easier than happiness. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says. So this is one more discussion we'll do on this one part. What he says is that one must stop being afraid. He should just pray to Krishna and he will be happy. That's all. But if you are still afraid after praying to Krishna, it is out of habit. We are afraid just in case. What if there is no? Then we imagine what will happen to me, because this is why it happens, because there is lack of faith. If we have complete faith on Krishna, there is no. And then there is a belief that God is there, and then it's most natural, most logical, and there is no fear. And now the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishnu Chakra Thakur tells that whole Srimad Bhagavatam is about to make us happy and get rid of fear. That's all. So, and that's what Parikshit Maharaj, in the beginning of Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj told. Parikshit Maharaj, tell me how to get rid of fear of death. This is the question he asked, and because the death is going to come. And for Prabhupada says proper Parikshit Maharaj at least 7 days, but we don't have any guarantee of that. So now, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtavyascha Dheya Ichhata Abhayam. So when you get Abhayam, Shrotavya Kirtitavya. Whom? Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari. If you want to get rid of fear, we need to hear about Krishna. But Hiranyakashipu was exactly doing opposite. And we need to talk about Krishna, remember Krishna. That's all. And this is what is. Now fearlessness comes to a person when a person lives so as not to lead to his own defeat. This is another reason, very important reason. If we are living and we are working and ultimately we are going to get defeat, that is causing us fear. And anything that we are doing, parabhavas tavadavoda jate. We are doing actions which are ultimately leading to defeat. That's why we are afraid. Do an activity which is not going to make you get defeated. No problem. This is what Rishabh Dev tells also in Bhagavad. So he says when a person ceases to live in this way, he refuses to desire to defeat. And because ultimate defeat is what? Death. Everything I did, finish. I have to leave everything and go. Top of the world to out of the world. You are defeated. So then people, so it's actually very dangerous. And Lord Narsimha especially came to when a person sincerely turns to him, immediately free from this. And Prahlad Maharaj is very simple boy. Is trying to please the Lord, and I'll just tell two, three. Of course, there are so many pastimes of Narsimha. Nice book is there, and Mayapur Narsimha. One story I liked. There are many stories. One story you might have heard also. There is one Mataji from Thailand. So she was having a photo of Mayapur Narsimha. She used to nicely worship and pray to the Lord. And what happened is one time her adopted father, she's from Taiwan, Taiwan. So her adopted father almost was 85 years old. He was in coma, and she was just sitting beside her bed and she was chanting, and she kept Prabhupada also. And suddenly this fellow came out of coma, opened his eyes, and said, "Who is that?" Then she told, "I am your daughter. No? Her name is some Vishnu, Yashoda Mata." Says, "I am Yashoda Mata." No, no, no. Who is besides you? No, he's having, he's having 5 fangs, and he's having a body of a man and head of a lion. And then she said, "He's Narsingadev." And then Narsingadev, and then Narsingadev nodded, "Yes, I am Narsingadev." Then says, and he's telling me that no, chant, chant. And then he's telling me something to chant. Then she says, "Yes, yes, he's telling you to chant." And she told him the Maha Mantra. And he chanted, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." And he became very happy. And then Lord also nodded, "Yes, yes." And he said, "I'm feeling very happy chanting this." And then he continued chanting. And next day, very blissful state, he left his body. And then what happened? The people who they were burning the body, the workers, they burned the body. They saw the ashes were snow white and fragrant. And then they also understood that there is something special in this mantra. So the workers come to that lady and says, "We also want to chant this mantra." So this is Narsingadev coming, and like that, many such stories are there in Mayapur's thing. You might have heard the changing of eyes and many things. But today is nice. You can, all of you can chant and pray to Narsingadev. I was thinking of taking some prayers, but we don't have much time. I can just recite few prayers. I will share the screen where we can chant few prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. They are very, very special. Anybody has any questions? So we'll just recite. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad pranams, Prabhuji.
Mm.
Nice to meditate, hear such pastimes about, not pastimes, about the facts about the law, pastimes of the Lord, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, actually, you are telling, Prabhuji, for even for any of material needs, if we approach the Lord, we will not have a change of heart. You're telling, no, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is it not like a slightest purification will have, like akama sarvakama mokshakama udarati? In that, he says, even for a kama, we can approach him, and it's like, will not the slightest purification happen, Prabhuji, for even, because if they chase to Krishna in that sense?
There is what happens is they will get some pious credit, they will get some material desires fulfilled, but the desire to get rid of this and to understand that ultimately Lord should be happy, not me, that desire is not possible.
Oh.
That desire comes only when we have Nishkinchananam Nivita, Pada Rajobhishekam only. When you are attached to a Vaishnava, then only that desire that it's not my happiness, it's Lord's happiness. Because they will have Sukruti, they will enjoy, they can go to heaven and enjoy also. That type of that type of credits they are getting. But the credit that actual happiness is in Lord's happiness. My Nate with Swartha Gatim Vishnu, this desire, this thought will not come. That change will not happen. Means slowly it will happen, but how long it will take, we cannot guess. Because Sukriti will they will develop. But unless this happens, unless we give heart to a Vaishnava, unless I want to please him and make him happy, that will not happen.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Because I am also seeing for many years practicing, not so much change is happening. Because the desire to become attached to a Vaishnava is the only way I can come out of this situation.
Okay. Prabhuji, what does it mean, Prabhuji? You mean the Vaishnava means pure devotees or even practicing devotees, Prabhuji?
It should be a very elevated Vaishnavas. We have to give our heart, because if you give heart to anybody, it will break. That's the problem. Because they don't live up to the standard we have expectations. But when it comes to our spiritual master and all, we can, because that's the condition. He should not harm anybody. He should not exploit anyone. Because if anybody exploits, immediately we'll be in trouble. So we need to give our heart to somebody who is free from exploitation, who is free from envy. And then even Prabhupada also, we want to give our heart and serve. That also will work.
But those people are not approachable now, no, Prabhuji, practically.
It is not approach on physical level, Mata. It's even the instructions. And if you are serving Prabhupada, these instructions, and our heart is for Prabhupada or your Guru Maharaj, and where you are trying to please them and serve them, that also will work, because I just want to do for my spiritual master, and then you will find the reciprocation also. And because many of Prabhupada disciples, they hardly met Prabhupada, but they have given their heart and still now they are serving him. Because Prabhupada left long back, until now they are serving and they became great Vaishnavas, and they are remembering Krishna and living this world also. So it is very much possible. Only thing is, we need to connect it from within.
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm not. What I'm speaking, I want to do that. So trying.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad.
Thank you, Prabhu, for this very nice class. So, Prabhuji, regarding to this question that, so what I just remembered, so I just want to share. So, once Gaurang Prabhu, he told that he asked his spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, so what about the purification? So Maharaj replied that if one sincerely serves Krishna and chants and performs pure devotional service, then very slowly and gradually your purification will begin. So I was thinking, if this is the case for one who is on the Anyabhidashita Shunyam path, so what if how much time will it take when one goes for material desires to Krishna? So on that line I was thinking. So that Gauranga Prabhu made this point that even if we are not, we have to carry on this for our whole life. So we should be patient. So so if we go, if someone is going for material desires, yes, that will happen. But how long it will take, as you mentioned, there is no definite time for that. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, it is true, but it's a conscious practice. Okay, we will we'll just recite few prayers and then we will end. Anybody has any questions, comments? Okay, you can. These are the prayers by Prahlad Maharaj and Sangide. We can do it. You can. We'll just do the shlokas. Maybe you can after in the daytime you can again recite them with translations. Sri Prahlada Vacha Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha Satvaigatanagatyo Vachasam Pravahai Naraditum Puruganai Aduna Dipipro Kim Toshmarhat Sami Harirugrajate Manyedanabijanaroopa tapassutojas Teja Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yoga Naradanai Bhavanti Parasya Pumso Bhaktya Kutoshu Bhagavan Vajayutapaya Vipradiषड्गुणयुता Ravindhanabha Padaravinda Vimuka Supachambarishta Manye Tadarpidamano Vachane Hitartha Pranam Punati Sakulam Madhupurimana Naivatmanah Prabhurayam Nijalabhapurno Manam Janadabudisham Karuno Vrinite Yadjachano Bhagavate Vidaditamanam Tachatmane Pratimukasya Yathamukasri Tasmadaham Vigata Viklava Ishvarasya Sarvatmanamahi Pranamitamanisham Nicho Jayaya Guna Visarganu Pravishta Uyeta Yena Hipumanam Varnitena सर्वे आत्मविधिकरस्य सत्त्वधाम्नो ब्रह्मादयो वयमुवेशन चोद्विजन्त क्षेमाय भूतायुतात्मसुखाय चास्य विक्रीडितं भगवतो रुचिरावतारे तद्यश्च मन्वसुरश्च हतस्त्वयाद्य मोदेत सादुरप्रविश्चिकसर्पहत्या लोकाश्च निवृत्तिति आपतियन्ति सर्वे रूपं नृसिंहविभया जना स्मरन्ति नाहं बिभेति अजितेति च भयानकस्य जिह्वाग्रनेत्रभुकुटीरपसाग्रदंष्ट्र अन्तःस्रजः क्षतजकेशरशङ्कुकर्ण गर्हादिभीतिदिग्भारिभिन्नकाग्रे तिष्ठोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्रः संसारचक्रकदनाकशतां प्रणीत भक्तस्वकर्मविरुषितं तेऽङ्घ्रिमूलं पीतोपवर्गशनं हयसे कदा नो यस्मात् प्रिया प्रिय वियोगसंयोगजन्म शोकाग्निना सकलयोनिषुधय्यमान दुःखौषधं तदपि दुःखं मतद्धियाहं भूमं भ्रमामि वदने तव दास्य योगम् सोऽहं प्रियस्य सुहृदं परदेवताया लीलाकथासु तव नृसिंह विरिञ्च गीतम् अञ्जस्तन्यनुगुणं गुणविप्रमुक्तो दुर्गानिते पदयुगालय हंससङ्ग बालस्य नेहशरणो पितनो नृसिंह नात्तस्य चागदवदन्मतिमज्जतोऽन्यो तप्तस्य तत्पतिविधिर्याञ्जश्रेष्ठस्तावद्विबोधनमुदां तदुपेक्षितानां यस्मिन् यतो यर्हि येन च यस्य यस्माद् यस्मिन् यथा यदि परः परो वा भावः करोति विकरोति पृथक् स्वभावः सञ्चोति तस्प्रखिलं भवतः स्वरूपम् मायामनः सृजति कर्ममयं बलिह कालेन चोदितगुणापतनेन पुंसा छन्दोमयं यदजार्पितषोडशारं संसारचक्रमजपोततरे त्वदन्य सत्त्वं हि नित्यविजितात्मगुणस्वधाम्ना कालो वसीकृतविसृज्य विसर्गशक्तिः चक्रे विशिष्टमजेश्वर षोडशारं निष्पीड्यतम् उपकर्ष विभो प्रपन्नम् दृष्ट्वा मयादिविभो किल कृष्णपाणिम् आयुश्रियो विभविष्यति येञ्जनोऽयं यस्मात् पितुः कुपितः सुविजुम्बते भ्रू विस्फूर्जिते ललिता सतुते निरस्ता तस्मादमूषतनुभृतामहम् आशिषोऽञ्जस् आयुश्रिय वैभवैर्व्याय आविरिच्यात् नीचामि ते विललिता उर्विक्रमेण कालात्मनोपयनमां निजकृत्यपार्श्वम् क्षुद्राशिशासति सुकामगतिष्निरूपः वेदं कलेवरमसे शरुजां विरोह निर्विद्यते न तु जनो यदपीत विद्वान् कामालवन्मधुलवै समयं दुरापै वाहं रजः प्रव ईशतमोदिकेऽस्मिन् जातः सुरेतरकुले कृतवानुकम्पा न ब्रह्मणो न तु भवस्य न वै रमाया यन्मे अर्पितशिरसि पद्मकरः प्रसाद नैषां परावरमतेर्भवतो नु सज्जा जन्तोरितात्मसूदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरो युवते प्रसादा शेवानुरूपोदयो न परावरत्वम् एवं जनं निपतितं प्रभवाहि कूपे कामाभिकाममनयः प्रपतं प्रसङ्गात् कृत्वात्मसासुरऋषिणा भगवन् गृहीतं सोऽहं कथं न विसृजे तव भृत्यसेवाम् मत्प्राणरक्षणमनन्तपितुः विदश्च मन्ये स्वभृत्यर्षिवाक्यवर्तिं विधातुं खड्गं प्रगह्यदवच असद्विदत्सु त्वामीश्वरो मदपरोऽवतु त्वं हरामि एकस्त्वमेव जगदेव अमुष्वयत्वम् आद्यन्तयो पृथगवशिष्यमद्यतश्च श्रुत्वा गुणव्यतिक्रमनिजमायेदं नानेव तैरवसितश्च तनुप्रविष्टा त्वं वा इदं सद ईश भवांस्ततोऽन्यो माया यदात्मपरबुद्धिरियं पार्थ यद्यस्य जन्मनिधनं ईक्षणं च तद्वै तदेव वसुकालवद् असत्तरिष्व निषेधमात्मन् जगद्विललाम्बमध्ये श्रेष्ठात्मना निजसुखानुभवो निरीह योगेन मीलितदिगात्मनिपीतनित्यस्तुर्योऽसितो न तमो गुणांश्च युध्ये तस्यैव ते वपुरिदं निजकालशक्त्या सञ्चोदितप्रगत आत्मगूढं यस्यनन्तशयनाद्विरमत्समाधि नाभेरभूत् सकणिकावतवं महाब्ज तत्सम्भवः वैरत न्यद् अपश्यमानस्त्वां बीजमात्मनि ततं स बहिर्विचिन्त्य नाविद्यतवत्सतम् अपु निज निमज्जमानो जातं पुरे कथं गोपलभेत बीजं सत्त्वात्मयोनिरति अतिविस्मृत आश्रितोऽब्जं कालेन तीव्रतपसा परिशुद्धभावात् त्वामात्मनीश भुवि गन्धमिवास्ति सूक्ष्मं भूतेन्द्रियाशयनमयेन विततं ददर्श एवं सहस्रवदनाग्रसिरः करोरु नासाद्यकर्णनयनाभरणायुधायां मायामयं सदुपलक्षितसन्निवेशं दृष्ट्वा महापुरुषमापमुदं विरिञ्च तस्मै भवान् हयशीर्षतमो तनुवां हि भृत्त वेदं दुहा अतिबौल मधुकैटभाक्यौ हित्वा तत्त्वाञ्चया श्रुतिगणश्चरजस्तमश्च सत्त्वं तव प्रियतमं तनुमामनन्ति इत्थं ऋत्रिगृषिदेव जिषावतारै लोकाभिभावयसि च जगत्प्रतीपं धर्मं महापुरुषपाशयुगानुवर्तं चन्नः कलौ यदभवस्त्रियुग अथ सत्त्वं नैतन्मनस्तव कथा विकुण्ठनाथा सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुस्तम असाधुतीव्रं कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयासिनार्तं तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विरमस्मि दीना जिह्वैकतोच्युत विकर्षितन्मा वितृप्त्या शिष्णोऽन्यतस्त्वदुदरं श्रवणं कुतश्चित् घ्राणोऽन्यतश्च फलति क्वच कर्म शक्तिर्भव्यस्वपत्न इव गते गेहपतिं लुलन्ति एवं स्वकर्मपतितं भव वैतरण्य अन्योन्यजन्ममरणाशयनाभीतिभीतं पश्यन् जन्म सपरविग्रहवीरमृत्युम् अन्तेति पाचर पिरिमूढमध्ये को नर्तते किल गुरो भगवन् प्रयासा उत्तारणे स्वभवसम्भवलोपहेतो मूढेषु वै मदनुग्रहार्थबन्धो किं तेन ते प्रियजना अनुसेवतानाम् नैवोद्विजे परदुरत्यैवैतरण्यस्तद्वीर्यगायन महामृतमग्नचित्तासु ते ततो विमुखचेतसेन्द्रियार्ता मायासु कायभरमुतो विमूढान् प्रायेण देवमुनयः स्वमुक्तिकामा मौनं चरन्ति विजनेन परार्थनिष्ठा नैतान् विहाय कृपणा विमुमुक्ष एको नान्यं तदस्य शरणं भवतोऽनुपश्ये यन्मैथुनादिग्रहमेदि सुखं हि तुच्छं कण्डूर्नेव करयो युव दुःखं तत्प्यन्ति नेह कृपणा बहु दुःखभाजं कण्डूतिवं मनसि जं विषहेतधीर मौनं कृतस्सुततपदय दयानुस्वधर्म वाक्यार्होज्जपत समादय आपवर्ग्या प्रायः परं पुरुषतेति अजितेन्द्रियाणां वार्ता भवत्युति न वार्ताम्बिकानाम् रूपम् इमे सदसति तद्वेदशिष्टे बीजाङ्कुरेव न चान्यतरूपकस्य युक्त्वा समक्षौभयत्र विचिक्षते त्वां योगेन विहितम् इव दारुषु नान्यतत् त्वं वायुरग्निरवनिर्वियत् अम्बुमात्रा प्राणेन्द्रिया हृदयं च अनुग्रहश्च सर्वं त एव सगुणो विगुणश्च भुवन् नान्यत्वदस्ति अपि मनो वचसा निरुक्तम् नैते गुणानुगुणनो मद आदयो ये सर्वं मनः प्रभयति सह देवमृत्या आद्यन्तवन्तु उरुगाय विदन्ति हि त्वाम् एवं विमर्शसूदो विरमन्ति शब्दात् स लास्ट श्लोकं दत्ते रतिं नमस्कृति कर्म पूजा कर्मश्रुतिश्चरणयो श्रवणं कथायां संसेवया त्वयि विनिते षडङ्गया त्वं सदैन्या किं भक्तिं जनः परमहंस गतो लभेते. So these are the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Very beautiful prayers. Translations are there. Actually, next chapter also few more prayers are there. This chapter ends in the 9th chapter. So please try to read the prayers and yeah, some people take Ekadasi Prasad after dusk. Some people take grains. It is recommended to take Ekadasi Prasad, but if it is not practical, then you can take grains. Some temples in ISKCON they take grains also. So but it is recommended to on Vishnu Tattva appearance disappearance to take Ekadasi Prasad. So thank you all very much. Happy Narsimha Chaturdashi. Let us meditate and pray to Lasadev that he will destroy all the Hiranyakashipus inside our heart and we'll be free from them. Hare Krishna.